Hello and welcome to FS Mania and part 2 of our second installment in the business jet series featuring the Cessna Citation Mustang. If you are just now joining us, we're at Jackson Hole Airport. We have filed our flight plan. We have started up our airplane from cold to dark, and we are now taxiing out for departure to runway 19 and preparing for our flight to Bozeman, Montana. So hop in, buckle up, and enjoy the flight. So I've had to, because of various bugs with this airplane, I have had to restart this flight a few times. And so I don't know for sure if I mentioned what the weather is. The weather is cold, as you can see looking outside. And we have some overcast skies here in Jackson Hole. 2.5 miles visibility and an overcast. It's about somewhere between 1,000 and 3,000. So we're going to be flying the SID, which is, I'm told now, is an outdated term. I hate that. It's now DP, Departure Procedure. I like SID better. But SIDs and stars, that just sounds good, rolls off the tongue. But DP it is. I don't know, do you say DIP or just DP? Probably just DP. See, looking at the mountain off of the end of runway 1, that there's just a couple of miles visibility. So we're doing a comfortable 17 knots down taxiway Alpha, just passed over to 18 and a little wobbly, but if I keep my eyes on the center line, I can definitely track it. And now we're at 20 knots. So 20 knots feels like we're about ready to lift the nose up. This small airplane. I'll ease back on the power just a bit. We're back down to 18. Yeah, I don't want to fly yet. And there's the Pappy. So I know we're getting close to the end. And we'll do our before takeoff, and then we will get out of Dodge here, out of Jackson Hole. So, engine noise, it's a little bit loud in my headset. I'm trying to put the mic up a little closer, and hopefully you can hear me okay. I had someone say they had trouble hearing me, so I'm trying to enunciate. Is that the right word? Speak up. And also, flew in here in the Embraer Phenom 100. Someone told me they wanted me to stop saying Embraer, and that is how I pronounced it. And I realized, okay, it's not Embraer, it's Embraer. And okay, I'm not Brazilian, so I apologize to the Brazilians for butchering, and I will endeavor to say Embraer from now on. At this point, we're in a Cessna, which is much easier to say, Citation Mustang. Talk about the Mustang a little bit later, but right now we're gonna, I think we have some traffic coming in. Sure does look like it. Let's set our park and brake, and engine's in idle. I'm gonna zoom in. Yeah, that's some traffic coming in.
Traffic.
As has been confirmed by our TCAS, or version of it, TIS, I believe is the acronym in this airplane. See what we got. There he is. Like a little beach craft. Or maybe a Piper. Okay, park and brake is set, flaps are set. Speed brakes are retracted, trim set for takeoff, standby instrument switch is in standby position. Transponder squawking ground. Yaw damper is off, and let's call and get our clearance to go. Tower Mustang 510 Foxtrot 1 is at runway 19, ready to go. Mustang 510 Foxtrot 1, wind calm, runway 19, cleared for takeoff. Cleared to go on 19 for 0 Foxtrot 1. And there's just a couple of more little things we need to do. Let's cut on our pitot stall heat, and we're going to use some anti-icing since we have visible moisture and low temperatures. So we'll get all that on. Let's get on our
traffic
nav lights. We forgot them, but we'll put on our anti-collision. Actually, I better get down here where I can see, because that was wing inspection. Anti-collision and our landing light now on, and see what that traffic is. Let's zoom in a little bit. It might be behind me. I see some traffic on the display. There's a couple in here on the approach. Wonder if the tower's aware of those. There's one on the runway. There's one back there. So I don't know if we can beat him out or not. I see his lights. We'll just wait and see. So you don't want to keep your pitot stall heat on more than a couple of minutes sitting still, because it will tend to overheat. So I'm told. So I read. And we just check our costs is all clear. And let's go ahead and release our brakes. And I say, whoever that is gets to go around. We got a clearance. Actually, did I actually switch over to the tower frequency? Yeah, because I really needed to come down here on COM 2. That's the tower frequency there. Okay.
Traffic.
We'll wait for him. Tower 0 Foxtrot 1, we're going to hold for this inbound traffic. 0 Foxtrot 1, hold short, landing traffic. 0 Foxtrot 1, roger. So at the end of the day, the pilot in command is responsible for the safety of his flight. Therefore, we're holding short. So a little Cessna. Okay. 0 Foxtrot 1, position and hold. 0 Foxtrot 1, position and hold. That traffic is known as artificial intelligence. I would say it's no intelligence. Pretty much just move around like robots. Okay. So we'll go ahead and cut on our flight director. Heading is set, and we got our command bars up there. We'll press the go around button on our throttle. We've got the command bars. We are set to go. Mustang 0 Foxtrot 1 cleared for takeoff, runway 19 cleared to go. 0 Foxtrot 1 cleared to go on 19. Okay, power's coming up. Indicating takeoff. Power setting. Airspeed's live. 60 knots. Gauge is in the green. There's 90 knots, rotate. Positive rate, gear up. We'll accelerate to 109 and we'll bring in the flaps. And there's 109, flaps up. And let's reduce power to climb. There it is. Let's bring on our autopilot.
November, cleared to land, runway 19er.
And let's go into the nav mode.
Cleared to land, runway 19er.
Come over here and intercept our course. Everything's looking good. So I want to get in here. So we are showing that we're in the climb mode, and I want to use our flight level change to control our speed, and we're going to set it up on 170 for climb speed. So you need to be climbing already to engage that, but then we'll use pitch to maintain 170 as we climb. In down here, well, let's flip that over. We're in the clouds, so use that anti-ice. Salt Lake Center, Mustang 510 Foxtrot 1 out of 11000 for 15000. Mustang 510 Foxtrot 1, Salt Lake Center, radar contact 5 miles south of Jackson Hole Airport, climb and maintain flight level 190. Up to 190 for 0 Foxtrot 1. So we'll go ahead and keep our climb. Let's get in here. And what we want to do, now that we're climbing, and we've passed through 10,000, so we'll go ahead and ditch our landing light. There we go. Is we want to, if I can scroll out, zoom out, I think what we're going to do is go over here direct to Du Bois. So I'm going to ask Center if we can get direct to Du Bois. We're up above the clouds, so we'll do that. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and switch these guys. Just make a slight change. Right there is what I want to do. There we go. Now we'll call that Center. Center November 510 Foxtrot 1, we have a request. Sir Foxtrot 1, Salt Lake Center, go ahead. Yes, sir, we'd like to get direct to Boise if able. Mustang 0 Foxtrot 1, climb and maintain flight level 240, clear direct to Boise. Up to 240, direct to Boise for 0 Foxtrot 1. So go ahead, set 240. And let's look at Du Bois and let's go down. Du Bois is, where is Du Bois? It's right there. There it is. Delta Bravo Sierra, and let's go direct. Yes, we do want to activate that, and there we go. And George, the autopilot, is making the turn, and we're on our way. So long, Jackson Hole. We're up above the Scud. We're going to come off with the anti-ice. Everything but the pitot stall heat. There we go. And let's do run through our checklist. Make sure we haven't forgot anything while we're in the turn.
Number 3617, flighting 250, vector for the visual approach, descend and maintain 12,000.
Okay, we'll take a look at the pressurization. And we're coming up on flight level 180, so I'm going to go ahead and use our standard altimeter setting. And let's take a look at the pressurization. And lo and behold, we're in a descent in the cabin. So, you know, that's pretty odd. Really. So there's a 500 per minute descent. We're down to, we started out at 6,000 feet. We're down to 3,300 now. So that's just plain weird. And, you know, though, look at the Delta P. We're 6 PSI. So, you know, that's all good. We'll take the low altitude. We just got to climb back up to land, you know, later on. So that's pretty weird. It's automatic. I don't really think there's anything that I've done wrong. You know, if I did, then sue me. But no alarms. Everything's good there. It's all good. So we're on our way, and I will, from here, end part 1 as we continue our climb, and we'll come back and sometime before we begin our descent into Bozeman, another Orbx airport. Beautiful scenery. Orbx. This is all Orbx. Everything that the eye can see. Well, no, that's not quite true, because Rex, these are the 3D clouds from Rex. Soft clouds, I think they're called. Whatever their latest and greatest is, I have it. And so we are climbing through flight level 200 and on our way to Bozeman Field. So thanks for watching, and hope you'll join me in part 2 as we arrive and continue to check out the capabilities of this airplane, which in real world I'm sure is great. You know, it is what it is. I'm not saying it's terrible. It's actually doing very well right now. I've been a little aggravated with it on some previous flights, but right now it's all good. And the only thing we got left to do to come to cruise is reduce our speed down to cruise speed when we get up to flight level 240. I know I'm going to shut up here in a minute, but one thing you'll notice is we got one heck of a headwind, 63 knots right now, which is why I'm not flying higher, because it's just going to get worse as we go higher. So it's got our ground speed down to pretty low, because we're climbing at 1,500 feet a minute. So we're going to get up here pretty quick, and then once we do, the nose will come down, the airspeed will climb, and the ground speed's going to pick up. I promise. It's just, we got to get there. We're going to get an alarm right about here. 1,000 to go. And then once we get just a little more, you'll start seeing the Vertical speed come down. See the flight director commanding a nose down pitch, flashing indicating that we've arrived or are arriving at 24,000. Flight level 240. Vertical speed coming down, airspeed's coming up, leveling off. The autopilot's doing a great job. And we'll leave it in climb. Let the airspeed come up to 210 or so, and then we'll pull it back into cruise and let the FADEC take us on. So that's the drill. And, you know, all in all, I mean, it's going to get us there. Oh, well, when we come back, I'll show you a few neat little tricks in this airplane. When we come back in part 2, we'll see you then. So long.
Radar contact 1 through Mount Beach to Bozeman Airport, close and altimeter 2976. Number 36 has maintained 10,300.
Celsius. Dew point -1.5 Celsius. Altimeter 2986.
Bozeman Tower, Yellowstone, 29, midfield for 30.